boring 0-0s, goal-scoring Vikings, power cuts, VAR decisions, and a Manchester City defeat. This weekend really had it all.
Evening, Tate. You alright?
Evening, Jack. All good, thank you. Mate, yourself?
Yeah, good. All good.
Here we are, episode 14.
Yes, another one.
So, before we start, we'd like to say thank you to our listeners. We've hit 2,000 listeners this morning.
Yes. Big numbers.
Big
Huge.
numbers. Considering we hit 1,000 only 4 episodes ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think about the 10th when Freddie was on.
So it's really grown in the last 30 days or so.
Yeah,
Really happy how it's going. Thank you for all the likes and the follows and
some of the reviews as well we've seen are good always, and I hope they're random people. I don't know, but some of them they look really good. So yeah, we appreciate it.
Yes, so keep supporting on Apple Music, putting your 5 stars on Spotify, and we are on YouTube now. So give us a subscription on there. We'll try and have more content on YouTube. At the moment, we're just putting these videos on there for anyone who wants to listen on there. But yeah, we are doing different things on there, so there will be different things, shall I say, coming on.
Yep.
But
we've got lots of good ideas, but back to the regular episode. Here we go.
And let's start off with the teaser. So, Erling Haaland didn't score this weekend. His record of 7 on the trot is gone. But he is still running away with the golden boot. So, you may have seen in the news the old jokes about the silver boot and blah, blah, blah. My teaser is, what is the record number of goals scored by a single player in a season and not to win the golden boot?
Okay.
So 2 points up for grabs, the number of goals and the
who?
player.
Okay, alright. I'll have a think about that.
Right, so going from Erling Haaland, should we start with his team?
Yes, let's do it. Anfield. Big
Anfield,
game.
Sunday, 4:30 kickoff, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The late game. What did you think going into the game? Did you have any predictions yourself? Because we actually forgot to do that, didn't we?
We didn't mention on the last one that was obviously going to be our game, but I would have said City win. I knew Liverpool were going to play the way they did, but I expected Klopp and Liverpool to not allow what City did to Man United previously. Like, I just assumed it'd be a close game like it was, but I thought, City would win 2-3-1. Still be a good game, and Liverpool play really well, and obviously I thought City would continue and on the roll they're on basically, and the Haaland, the Nordic Meat Shield would pop up with a goal, but he didn't.
Yeah, well, going into the game, there's a lot of talk about Liverpool haven't lost a Premier League game at home in front of fans for yonks, about 5 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Van Dijk's never lost at Anfield in a home game, which has gone.
That is with, like you said, with fans though, because I think
Van Dijk never lost because he was injured, wasn't he?
No, but
did he?
The home record.
Yeah, the home record. With fans. Yeah,
with fans. So when it was the season without fans, I think they lost 6 on the bounce at home.
Yeah,
but yes,
that was in
fans.
Lockdown era, wasn't it? Yeah. But Van Dijk, because he did his ACL, was out for all them 6. So Van Dijk holds the Premier League record of consecutive home games unbeaten with to 69 games, which is pretty mad. Considering he joined in 2019, was it something like that?
Yeah. They're now unbeaten across 28 games, 21 home, 21 wins, sorry, and 7 draws, sorry.
At home,
21 wins, 7 draws.
I mean, it started off pretty even. I've gone into it, I thought Man City would probably edge it.
Yeah, I just because a lot, obviously, where Liverpool are on the table and what's been said, and even Klopp's not really been on the TV as he moaned and stuff. He's not had the limelight on him. I thought they just wouldn't be as good as they were, basically, and I thought City would just be far too good for them.
A bit of team news, you had Trent was dropped to the bench when he maybe was still injured or carrying a knock still. So Milner started right back. Grealish was dropped from City.
Yeah.
But both pretty strong teams still. I think Fabinho came in, didn't he? Thiago started, and probably Liverpool's best team they could have put out at the time. Harvey Elliott started as well, didn't he? I thought he played really, really well in there.
Yeah, they played a different style, didn't they? You expect Liverpool to go toe-to-toe and match City and both go at it, full press and lots of energy. And Liverpool had lots of energy and were intense, but they just sort of played the counter, didn't they, and sat back. And they realised, Klopp probably realised that at the moment they're 2 players and their form is nowhere near City. So, right, how else can we beat them? They just dropped right off. And I think, like, when City go and play Leeds or Southampton, that's what they go and do. But obviously, when Liverpool do it, they're a far better side than the likes of those Villas and things like that. So, yeah, and I don't think Pep expected that. But, yeah, and it obviously worked. Salah with the big moment in the second half, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, because the first half was pretty tight. I remember Haaland had a good chance at the back post header. And then in the second half, it really came to light, really. You had...
to be, up until the sort of start of the second half, it was pretty cagey. I thought, like you said, Haaland had a few sort of half chances. All right, he's a ridiculous goal scorer, but even for him, they were sort of out of there, not really, not clear cut, were they? And Liverpool had a few. I think Robertson had a sort of half volley that went straight over the bar, and it was still a good game. It was still entertaining, but yeah, there wasn't real lots of goal action, was there?
And then the second half, was less cagey, and you had Salah go through 1-on-1, and it was a great save by Edison to keep it at 0-0.
And you just expected that to roll into the back of the net, didn't you? You were watching there, Salah through 1-on-1. Right, here's
had a lovely little 1-2, like a classic FIFA 1-2.
Run
behind. Running behind, and I thought he's going to have to score. And then what a save it was by Edison who came out.
Low to his right, wasn't it? And just brushed it around the post.
And it was, about 2 minutes after that City went and scored?
Yeah, the Foden goal, and it ruled out, but that was chaos, wasn't it? It was absolute scenes when they thought they scored.
Your view on that?
Oh, it's the right decision, I think.
You think?
It's hard, it's a lot to talk about, I suppose, but the Haaland foul they actually give it for, I think that's debatable, and you talk about the phases of play and all the rubbish that the refs are going on about in VAR, and they all talk about, is that the first phase, second phase, after the phase, is it a phase? There's so much rubbish that goes on, but I think on the goalie, Haaland, that would have been called for a foul.
Yeah, because on Match of the Day, they came out and said that the Premier League or PMGO or whatever it is, had said if it wasn't going to be pulled for the foul, it would have been pulled
was a foul
for
Alisson. Haaland, the goalie had two hands on it, and it would have been what it should have been for that anyway. So, yeah, I think the one on Fabinho, it's one of them, like Haaland's falling away, so he's grabbing to sort of not fall over himself, but obviously he's fouling Fabinho at the same time.
And Fabinho's on his way down as well.
Yeah, and Fabinho's fallen over, so that is, it's strange that they pulled it back for that, because surely just the obvious one is on the goalie, but for me it was ultimately the right decision.
My issue with that is obviously I like that the refs are now trying to play on a bit more advantage, a bit more rough, like things like that. Which was fine. If that didn't lead to a goal, there'd be nothing wrong with it. It would have been a corner. Just say Gomez clears it out off the line, goes for it. No one says anything.
Yeah, carried on the game.
It's similar to when I remember when the Odegaard one, for example. It's only got called back because it was the end of the goal. A goal end of that was sort of you're re-refereeing the game.
Yeah,
which,
but I mean, I've got a bit on the refs, but Anthony Taylor, the one at the weekend, because they've come out and said both managers said, and the Sky and whatever, all the pundits, supposedly Anthony Taylor's gone into that game and said, right, I'm going to allow the game to continue and play on and things like that, which is, that's great, but you can't just suddenly change the way you're reffing on a Sunday. Like, weeks previously, you've been calling this, that. I mean, at Chelsea, Tottenham, he had a stinker, like he was doing all sorts. The refs are giving awful decisions week in, week out, stopping the game, giving fouls, whatever. You can't just suddenly rock up Liverpool, Man City, go, actually, you know what, today, lads, we're just going to let the game play and we're just going to smash each other. I'm not going to give fouls, not going to give yellow cards. So I just feel like he almost just bailed out in the whole game and basically said, right, I'm not going to do my job. I'm just going to rely on the VAR, the bloke in the room, to tell me when I've made a terrible ricket. And that's basically what happened. Like, because ultimately, like you just said, all decisions that he didn't make or did make didn't lead to a goal or whatever. He just sort of left and got away with. But like you said, that big moment where it led to a goal has been stopped because of that reason, because it's a goal. So Taylor's not really... he might as well not been there. He might as well just sat on the side with Klopp and Pep.
Yeah, my perfect example for that was, do you remember the Bernardo Silva foul on Salah that wasn't a foul?
Oh,
that's why Klopp got sent off.
Awful.
And he didn't...
He clotheslined him. Awful.
That's what makes me funny, that wasn't given as a foul, so that no wonder he didn't think that the Haaland one was a foul. Because
he's not give that. But,
but
like you said, if that led to a goal or something,
then he gets disallowed.
Then he calls back. So
you're re-reffing. So
Anthony Taylor's not even reffing the game.
No, exactly what you said. Someone else in a studio somewhere is re-reffing the game. I mean, I like the idea of trying to play on all the time, but it's then the VAR has to be on board with the on-field ref. Otherwise, it contradicts the whole game.
I mean, because Anton's tried to do something different, or they've all sort of come together and tried something different, and we're still moaning about that. But like I said, what they've done previously was horrid wrong as well. So now he's done this on the weekend. It's just thrown another total bombshell in there. It's just it's an absolute mess.
I mean, I won't normally hold for Anthony Taylor slander, as he is a fantastic ref in all our games we've ever had him. Touchwood, he's been alright for us, especially against Chelsea. But no, I just think, like you said, if you can't just go into that game saying, I'm going to do this today, when for the last 10 games, you've done something completely different.
Ridiculous. But that goal didn't determine the game, I don't think. And yeah, Salah went through, didn't he?
What's a goal
from Alisson, a long kick up the pitch.
That's his third assist he's got for Salah.
I think he's the highest assisting or whatever goal involvements for a goalie, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, it was his second assist of the season. He's got I know, like we said the other day about stats and that, but he's got more assists than Jack Grealish this year now, which is quite funny.
Yeah, it was a long kick, but obviously knew what was going on. He saw Salah on his own, and Cancelo dived in, missed the ball, and Salah
just pinned him and he turned in.
It's just one of them. It's like if you don't get the ball, that's going to happen. And yeah, Salah's second chance when it 1-on-1, and he sort of learned from the first one, didn't he? He sort of lifted it slightly over Ederson, expected him to go low, which he did, and it rolls in the net.
It's one of the ones when you run him through, you just know he's scoring. Because he said in his interview, he goes, in the game, he goes, I wasn't too disappointed after the first one, because he said, I knew I'd get another chance, and I knew I'd score it. Yeah. That's the sort of mentality these players have, though. Yeah. In my notes, I just put, the GOAT is back.
Yeah, it is. I think it could be a nice little run now. They've got West Ham tomorrow night.
Anyone who knows me knows I fucking love Salah.
Yeah.
I don't know why he resonates with me. He just like that sort of player. He's just an out-and-out goal scorer, selfish bloke who just wants to score goals and just very good at it.
And he does it all the time, doesn't he? That's how he plays.
Relentless.
He just, even in that game itself, he had, I think, maybe 30, 40 touches compared to, I think, De Bruyne was the lowest on City's team, and he had about 60, so yeah, you can tell that Salah was hardly in the game, but when he did, every opportunity, he's trying to bend it in the corner, trying to little snapshots here and there, and got his reward in the second half, didn't he?
So I've got a little thing on Salah here. This was going to be one of my teasers, because I was speaking to Jack off air. I had 2 teasers this week, but I thought I'd stick this one in here. Salah became only the second Premier League player in history to score 100-plus left-footed goals.
Bloody hell.
Who's the other player? I'll give you one clue.
Did he play for Arsenal?
No, he played for Liverpool.
Did he? Fowler?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Look at that!
Yeah, I was thinking Van Persie, but Fowler. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, I hadn't seen that. I would have thought Van Persie maybe. What good left-footed players? I'm trying to think, striker-wise. Off the top of my head, I think there's someone come to me.
It's got to be a few. Fowler's obviously the obvious one for me. Anyway, obviously I've said it, but Van Persie would be up there.
Yeah.
Giroud. He might have scored a few.
And that was his 9th goal in all competitions versus Manchester City since joining Liverpool in 2017. More than any other player.
Yeah, and I've got a similar stat, but it's his best record against any side for Liverpool.
Is it?
Yeah. So he obviously enjoys it against Man City, and that's probably the toughest game they've got, I reckon.
And after they scored, there wasn't. I think Haaland had one chance, I think, to equalise on the edge where he sort of slipped when he was leaning back.
Yeah.
And
I don't know if was it after the goal when the ball sort of got smashed across, but Van Dijk's running back and just...
right at the last minute, yeah.
And that was Haaland was obviously waiting for that, but yeah, that on Van Dijk, him and Gomez were brilliant. They were just 2 solid centre halves, weren't they? They just totally had Haaland in their back pocket, and the game plan they had of, like I said, sitting back, and they almost just defended their box and we can't really get near the bloke. If we go near him, he's going to spin me, whatever, shrug me off the ball. So if we actually just defend and we'll look for the ball and attack the ball, we'll be fine. That's what they did, and they were brilliant, I thought.
Yeah, it was a bit like that Michael Jordan meme of I took it personally.
Yeah,
when Van Dijk was just like, I'm on a mission today. I'm going to prove that I'm still the best centre half around.
Yeah, him and Gomez were brilliant, I thought. Yeah.
And another person I want to touch on, the 10-minute cameo of Darwin Núñez.
Oh, yeah, what is that?
Mr. Chaos.
Yeah, he's a strange fellow.
I remember I called him Chaos on the second episode. I don't know another word to describe him.
No.
Why he didn't get 2 assists or 2 goals? Just pass the ball to Salah. He was through.
I think he tried to pass one, didn't he? And then the other one he should have 100% passed it, and then he's gone to shoot
And he tried some chip that went just about over him, went over the goalkeeper, and then just sort of stopped. It's just
You can tell why he's not playing playing lots of minutes at the moment because of
can't trust him.
Yeah, he's off the wall.
Whereas Firmino is like Klopp's perfect player who you can just trust, and he will do exactly the job he wants to do.
Yeah, and like I said, Milner played. Firmino, they've been there.
Tried and trusted players, aren't they?
Seems like forever now. So yeah, they're very good. That loss for City ends their 22 unbeaten record away, and their last loss away was Tottenham in August last year when under Nuno. So
was it?
So yeah, they've set a record. Well, that was their club record, 22 away wins.
Who holds the all-time record for undefeated games and undefeated seasons?
No comment. So on that, I thought City would do it this year.
No one's ever doing it, mate.
I really thought this year would be the one.
No one's ever doing it again. The league's too high now. The standard of teams in this league is too high for anyone to do it now. I think, personally.
Yeah, no, it'd be incredible if it did happen, but I just thought this year, surely, like a draw at Liverpool would have been fine and carried on, but no.
Just for example, who have they dropped points to this year? Villa, Newcastle.
Yeah. And lost against
and Liverpool. Newcastle should have beaten them. I mean, I just think no team can go that many games now. It's too. You're gonna have.
Oh, they're gonna slip up. Yeah. And on that as well, Pep. Not why? Because he's Pep Guardiola and they're Man City. They know exactly what they're doing. But for some reason, against Liverpool on Sunday, he turned up and they changed to a back three, and they played a 3-5, whatever, 3-4, whatever they want to do. But they've played 4 at the back for the whole season. Battering side's been brilliant. In the biggest game, they've gone 3 at the back and changed certain positions and pushed people around. Just like, yes, that's Pep Guardiola. He knows exactly what he's doing. But why do that? Like, surely just continue what you're doing with that vein of form you're in, and try and implement how good you are already. It does baffle me. Like, in such a big moment, why he would change and make that decision.
He does love a good formation change like that in big games. He just does it in the Champions League all the time.
You know what, today, Akanji, you're going to play, you're going to get run ragged, and then, we'll play 3 at the back. It's just like, just doesn't make sense.
Because it was Aki, was it Diaz played? Diaz, Akanji, and then Cancelo was like right wing back. Yeah, they sort of played with a 3. I mean, now they do it, but Arsenal sort of do it in build up as well. But it's
I know
strange.
They're on a different level. Like how they play football is, I can't even comprehend it. But on a basic level, they played 3 at the back and 5 across midfield. Just don't know why. Because they were going to have the ball the whole time anyway. So just continue what you've been doing.
Yeah, I just don't think he fancied that. Is it Sergio Gomez, the left back? I don't think he fancied them in the big games. You want to play Aki, and there's a bit more of a centre half / left back. He's a bit more safe, isn't he? He's not going to be making these long runs down the.
Yeah. Kanji looked awful, didn't he? He was. Oh God.
I put him on my fantasy team this week.
Oh no! What a stinker!
Because Walker got injured. I had an absolute stinker. I had Walker, James, Trent all got injured.
It was hard this week.
Diaz injured, and what's his name? Old Gordon suspended.
Oh. And it's even harder this week because City and Arsenal aren't playing, are they?
Yeah, I just left my team.
Oh,
just left it. I'm going to take the hit.
Stinker.
But I think that pretty much sums up. Oh, Liverpool are now. If Man City had won that, they would have gone 17 points clear. Liverpool, something silly like that. Or 14 points clear.
16,
something like that. Yeah.
Because they're now 10.
And it could be 7 by the end of the week. Because Liverpool play. Man City don't play. They're meant to play Arsenal tomorrow, so they could be.
That's what I said. I was going to say it, but 10-point gap. Liverpool 8th, City 2nd. Do you reckon they'll close the gap, or Liverpool get back amongst it?
Liverpool finish top 4 for sure. Yeah,
I think so.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think this will kick-start them now. I think.
Yeah, I think if they go on a run, they'll be straight in there. So I think they're more than capable. And Sunday showed that, didn't it? Really.
They can move it. They can match it with the best.
Yeah.
Especially at home. Maybe away from home they might struggle a little bit. But if their players play to their peak like that, I think Neville said it. You need your you need your 4 key players to be playing well to compete in these games, and Alisson had a great game, Van Dijk had a great game, Salah had a great game, and Gomez had a good game, or whoever. The
thing is, we've said about Milner and even Firmino, like in big moments and big games, they can be relied on, but they can't be playing. Milner can't be playing every week centre midfield and expected to be like Henderson and Thiago and those sort of players. Like, in the big moments they can definitely use. So I think that was a big game for them, and I think they'll be back on track. Yeah.
Well, moving on to Man City's closest title contenders.
The
title race.
It's on, isn't it? It's definitely on.
So I was having this conversation.
No, you think it's not?
No, not a chance, mate.
Oh, very conservative.
No, because you answer this question as well. If you're a Spurs fan, how many points would it have to take you to be above Man City to call it a title race? I said to Freddie, 10.
What, right now or just in general? Like, just at any point?
At any point. I'd say if Arsenal were 10 points above Man City,
yeah, I'd probably say 12.
Then I'd say,
yeah.
Right, we're in challenging here.
Yeah, you need a healthy gap, wouldn't you?
That's 4 games. 10 points is 4 games. So I thought, all right. The problem is Man City can go 18 games winning. Not even 18 games without a loss. They go 18 games winning.
Yeah, and they'll probably beat you twice in that run.
Which is.
No, I agree. Yeah, but then I think that win for Liverpool at the weekend, and obviously some, like you said, Newcastle, some of their results have given Arsenal, Tottenham, even Liverpool themselves a bit of hope that we can actually we can compete. If you meet them on their off day or a moment where they're not quite switched on like Salah's goal, then you could take advantage. But Arsenal are the closest to them, aren't they? Or they're ahead of them at the moment.
Yeah, so it was. I'll go into this game. I was chatting to you. I said anything other than a win, I would be a bit disappointed because we've played really well. We beat Liverpool, beat Spurs. So going into Leeds, who Leeds haven't won since August, you think we should get a win. It's going to be tough. It's never an easy game at Elland Road. And then after 60 seconds, a bloody power cut, lights go out, VAR off.
What was you watching it, or what was that?
No, so basically it was a power cut in the stadium. So all the Wi-Fi had gone, the floodlights had gone.
Everything gone.
So basically the refs couldn't communicate to each other. That was how they first found the issue.
Yeah.
And then they found out the VAR wasn't working because of technical issues with it.
Was there any chance they would play without VAR? Like they were just going to go?
No, because then it would have been.
Arsenal would have lost, wouldn't they? So it's not fair.
No, I've actually got. There's a bit on that I actually have got. Because otherwise it's technically.
No, sorry. Do you know who was on VAR that day?
Yeah, it was fucking my mate Paul Tierney.
Mr. Tierney. I think he had his Spurs shirt on in the studio. So.
Oh god, no, but it was. When I saw he was VAR, I was like, for God's sake. At least he weren't on the field.
Yeah, well, the day after he was reffing our game, so. He's a terrible.
No, but he's good for ref you, mate.
No.
He gives you penalties when you should have goal kicks.
Yeah, I saw VAR Paul Tierney. I couldn't wait to tell you.
Yeah, the lights went out because it was an electrical issue. Then, obviously, goal link teleology. It took 40 minutes for it to come back on. Which caused a bit of a delay, really, with the players. I think took a little bit while to warm into the game. And Siniesta had a snapshot that went wide, and then
it wasn't much happening, was it, until your goal?
Until Saka scored, it was a Rodrigo. I know I can see the Hollywood pass he's trying to make.
I've got here, but it's just so bad. Like, what are you actually thinking? You just won the ball back. He's a striker, but he was in like a right midfield position, deep in his own half. He was back to the whole game, pressure on him, and like you said, he's gone for like an absolute wonder ball across the pitch, but also not even zinged it. He just like curled it, nice loopy one, bounced in front or behind his fullback. It was just absolutely horrible decision.
Saka's won the header and he nodded it down. Yeah. Odegaard's got it, and them two, that's their favourite position, both on that right hand side.
2v1.
2v1,
basically on the counter.
We've scored so many goals like that with them two. 2v1.
Yeah.
The fullback, he wasn't a fullback exposed. It was Pascal Strick, is it?
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Yeah. And it, like the ball made that horrible. Like, what's the left back to do with that in that situation apart from clatter everything, and he's nowhere near it. So.
Odegaard, lovely ball. Saka, one touch, and then right foot into the roof of the net. A great goal.
It was the only spot he could hit, really, wasn't it? Could go across.
When you either go across low, but there wasn't much angle. You just put it to the roof, and the keeper's got.
Yeah, I would say the goalie's probably a bit disappointed with that. It was near post, and like you said, there's only one option he can do. It is literally above your head, and he still doesn't stop.
That's quite funny. It was Saka is in that exact position on Thursday night. Have you seen the video?
Nah, so I think I watched the game. I saw that one you're talking about.
And he scarred it, hit a bloke in his own flat. Bloke sitting
like he does it at Leeds and scores.
Those the flats over the top of the stadium and went into his flat and hit him on the head.
It was good start really.
That's his fourth goal in his last 7 Premier League games.
Yeah, he's doing right.
So got 4 goals and 4 assists in his last 7 Prem games. So he's hitting a bit of form and second goal of the week.
That was his 50th goal involvement since Arteta as well, by the way.
That was. Scored 26 and assisted 24.
Yes.
Well, he's been
since
fantastic
come
for
in,
us.
He's been the most goals and assists and whatnot. So
he started at left back under Arteta just because he didn't fancy Kolasinac.
Yeah,
I don't blame him. And we needed some assists from somewhere.
Yeah.
And but Saka for me epitomises this new quote unquote Arsenal. The project is he's the poster boy, the golden child, God's child.
And what is he? 21, 22?
21, I think.
Like, still ridiculous.
I think he might even be 20.
He's stupidly young, yeah.
But he's just, you think of Arsenal, he is the boy. He's the one that, why are we doing all the Project Youth, why are we going this, why are we promoting stuff like that. He's the one we go for, and he's our best player. Everything goes through him.
Yeah.
And it's just another good season. Hopefully, he continues for us and for the Euros.
World Cup.
For the World Cup, yeah. Just thinking about his penalty for the Euros.
Yeah, he's still having nightmares.
And that was about it to the second. Jesus missed a chance, and Ramsdale made a good save, and it was half time. And then, man of the moment, Patrick Bamford entered the field of play.
First of all, Rodrigo got dragged off. I think he got an injury, but hopefully just because he was awful. So yeah, Rodrigo gets dragged off for his terrible pass, and then that donut Bamford comes on the pitch.
And if you could think of anything that would happen, if you're a player that I don't think, apart from getting sent off, I don't think his half could have been any more eventful.
We'll get on to some of it, but yeah, what a
So
shambles.
After about 60 seconds, he got a goal disallowed.
Yeah, and
thoughts on that?
It's, as a Tottenham fan, yes, I don't think it's a foul, but it is a foul in terms of what we said, it's what's been given, what it looks like. Obviously, Bamford's arm's sort of bent out. It looks like an arm in the back, but everyone knows that Gabriel is strong enough, big enough, ugly enough to not go down from that contact. But in that situation, as a defender, as a player, you're going to go down because you know you're going to get the foul. So it's just modern day football, basically, and it is a foul. And it's a shame, but yeah, it just is a foul.
And a note on Gabriel, though, we'll talk about it a bit later on this segment, but I thought he should have made more of a deal of it. I know he'd sort of put his arms up a bit, but I think he could have easily hit the deck.
Yeah. I think he sort of went down half-heartedly and then realised,
he scored.
So now I'm going to claim for the free kick, and he got it. But yeah, like you said, if he'd have sort of gone for it, he'd have probably got it straight away. But it was a shame
because the ref gave the decision. It wasn't VAR. The ref gave it straight away, foul, and then it was. I don't think it even went to VAR in the end. The ref had already disallowed it.
Yeah, it was a shame.
And then it was about the 60th minute, 64th minute. The cross came in. I think it was Harrison. And Saliba's just completely missed the ball, hit his hand, Stonewall penalty, but the ref hasn't given it. No, Ramsdale collects it and just play, and then it's gone out of play. Ref's been sent to the monitor and given it. Stonewall penalty. And if you watch,
definitely.
If you watch the replay back, have you seen Saliba's reaction?
Yeah, he knows. He almost, because when it hits him, he almost moves his hand to sort of throw it away because he's like, the ball's on my hand. I'm gonna just help it along. He just panicked. But yeah, definite handball. But then that Bamford goes up and takes it. A bloke with no confidence in a side with no confidence.
Hasn't scored since December.
Don't think he ever scores ever. Just regardless, apart from his first season. You had no. I got up on the stream because obviously you saw the news flash come up and whatever. He just had no confidence in him even hitting the target, and lo and behold, he drags it wide. It's just typical Arsenal. You just would get away with that. The first one, the no goal foul on Gabriel. Then the penalty, Bamford steps up and misses the goal. Not even makes Ramsdale make a save. He misses the whole goal. It's awful.
I was 100% sure he was going to score because we have as it sounds. I'm really, really picky with our goalkeepers. I know it's such a really harsh thing to say, but our goalkeepers
are never good at pens.
Since Chesney have been horrendous at saving penalties. I don't expect you to save them.
Yeah.
But just, I don't know, sometimes go the right way. This was the first time Ramsdale, I think, has gone the right way in a penalty.
Yeah.
Because the only other one was Fernandes missed one last year, which Eddie put wide, and Ramsdale went the wrong way, but was going around like he saved the thing.
Yeah.
It all started with Cech, really, because Cech replaced Chesney, and Cech had an outstanding record at Chelsea for penalties. And I think he went about 20 penalties in a row going the wrong way and not saving any of them. And he finally saved one against Deeney. Or Spinner, if he'd even made a save, it'd be a good thing. Let alone save a penalty.
If he could catch the ball.
Leno never saved one, I don't think.
No.
He might have saved one in a Europa League game, but Premier League record, even going the right way, it's just painful. It's because every time I see Kane step up against Arsenal, he just fucking blasts it in the corner.
Yeah.
But
Bamford, no confidence, throws it wide.
Bad penalty.
Just awful.
He hits it with a lot of power because Ramsdale went the right way, but he's not saving it if it goes on target because he's hit it with a lot of power. But shocking penalty.
Yeah.
You can't be putting a penalty wide being a Premier League player.
No, just shambles, and they're just that's their huge problem is that they don't. Leeds are like many others in the bottom half and the team that struggle. They just don't have that striker. Bamford, his first season, I think he scored 17 when they first come up.
But I think if he scores that, Arsenal don't even draw that game because that
No, then get on to that. I don't think Arsenal. Honestly, I don't think Arsenal were good at all that day.
No, we weren't. I think we're good for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, obviously Saka's goal, fine, perfect, but yeah, really.
That was the worst game we've played all season.
And it's not one of them like, we went to Leeds and got a win 1-0. It's like resolute. No, that's. Oh, I'm not having that bollocks.
Sign of champions.
It's I hate it. I hate that chat, and even more so when Arsenal were actually just not involved. They just weren't good. It's not because like I understand the resilience and champions talk and all that rubbish when it actually happens. But that day Arsenal should not have got away with 3 points. No way.
Gabriel was good for 94 minutes, and I thought Ramsdale had his best game I think of the season for us. But that was about it.
Yeah.
I thought Ben White was poor on the ball. Saliba looked a bit shaky.
Yeah, Leeds just had done what I said. What those sort of teams do against the big sides. They hass and harry and they charge about and loads of energy and they fight and tackle. But at the end of the day, like Bamford showed, they can't score. They couldn't. And that Sinister had a good chance when they got pulled back to him. They just can't put the ball in net. They can.
Oh, they had enough chance that second half.
Yeah, they can fight and they'll run all day for you, but. Yeah, they're just not good enough, and they're not going to score you goals. I got some thing on Rodrigo and Bamford. Like I said, like Bamford first season back, plays 38 games, scores 17, great. Then he's sort of hit with injuries. He's in and out of side, and it's sort of difficult to recapture that form. But since then, I think he scored like 7, then 6, and this year, he might get to 10 if he plays. Like if they're lucky, yeah, exactly. And Rodrigo.
He was banged on the England squad, wasn't he, at some stage?
Yeah, and Rodrigo's best return is in the 2021 season, and he scored 7 goals.
For Leeds?
For Leeds. So it just shows, like, they're just not... It's like so many of them, they just all struggle to score goals, and they sadly...
They miss Rafinha, don't they?
Yeah, they miss Rafinha, they miss Phillips in the middle, like, it's just, they're a poor side.
And they still haven't won since August, another loss there. I think they're 2 points or 3 points off relegation now.
Yeah, they're right in there. They're like we said last week.
And I think they will be there all year.
Yeah,
in and around.
Scrap.
And going into the closing stages of the game, really. It was a long ball from, I can't remember who played the long ball, over here.
Hit and hope, wasn't it?
Straight into Ramsdale, and then Bamford just charges into...
That's what we said earlier about Bamford when he come on, but initially you're like, oh, it's a penalty ref, definitely Gabriel, like, but... puts his feet up, blah, blah. But, yeah, Bamford, just both pair of idiots.
Absolute clowns.
Just idiots rolling about on the floor. Like, what are you actually doing?
It reminds me of... Can you remember the little funny video? It was Arsenal-Chelsea, and Jogba pushed Lehmann, and then Lehmann got up and pushed Jogba.
Yeah, they were just all like being such handbags, and Bamford just... I don't know what he's doing.
So the ref never saw it.
No, again. So
then he goes to the linesman, and then the linesman says, red card. But the thing I don't understand is I can't remember ever... an act of like petulance like that being awarded as a foul.
What, Gabriel?
Yeah, let alone a penalty.
Yeah.
Like, for example, obviously they went to VAR with it. What was the excuse? Obviously Romero pulled. So this is where the rules are just so stupid. Yeah. Romero pulled Thingamabob's hair, but because it wasn't a penalty, it would have been a free kick. VAR can't do anything about it.
Right.
But the other way around,
yeah.
If it was the other way around, if Cucurella had pulled Romero's hair, he would have given a penalty.
Yeah.
It's the same as this, like, it doesn't make any... I can't remember.
The rules don't...
You see these petulant kicks out all the time, but they're not given as fouls. They're just given like a red card and then you play on for where it's from.
Yeah. I don't know, without Bamford's, whatever he did, the stupid running the back, I think it's a penalty. I don't know, I think it is. Maybe it's not. Maybe the rules are different, but surely... And I think that's still a red card. Gabriel, what he did is he booted out. You can't just kick out. That is a red card. But
I don't. The thing, it sounds really stupid, and I might sound like an absolute, but it's not a foul because
it's not a foul.
Because I've seen things before when. But I remember Pepe, for example, at Leeds actually got sent off for a headbutt, but the ball was out of play for a throw-in, and then the play played on from a throw-in. He didn't go back and give the free kick on the edge of the box.
Well, it's like Nunes, I suppose, isn't it? The other, like recently when he's nutted.
Yeah, if VAR gives it, then if the ref hasn't seen it, I don't think they can go back and then give. I don't know. Maybe they can. Maybe they can in the box, but they don't do it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know because, like you said, Gabriel could have kicked out on the halfway line.
He's not giving a free kick.
Do they give a free kick?
No,
I don't know. Yeah,
which is what.
Yeah, it just wasn't. And the initial decision, we obviously excited it was another penalty, but yeah, it was just like you said, both.
I don't get how you can watch that live and not see Bamford barge into him first.
No. Yeah,
but
it's poor. But
I think VAR got the correct decision in the end.
Yeah, definitely.
On that.
Yeah, I think it was like I said, both of them just should have told, right, both of you go.
Yeah, both of you.
Like,
Yeah.
Go.
And then he turned the red card into a yellow and was just like...
That's what I don't get, is like they still booked Gabriel, but I don't think Bamford even got a yellow, did he?
No, apparently they came out and said about it was for unsporting behaviour.
Oh, Gabriel.
Yeah.
No, but Bamford didn't get nothing.
No.
No. It was a mess. Another shocking...
Like I've said before on VAR, just scrap the whole thing, mate. I know say we got away with this, but VAR didn't give the first one, that was a blatant penalty.
Yeah.
And they give that. It's just like, you win some, you lose some in a game. Like, if you... It's what it is.
It just doesn't... I know, they're not helping themselves, are they? It's not going well, is it? Every week there's something wrong. Something terribly wrong.
And that was Arsenal's 9th win of their opening 10 league matches, and it's the first time ever they've done that. And another thing I've got here, I know we're probably going to jinx it, hopefully not this weekend, but Arsenal and draws don't seem to happen very often.
No, they don't. Last one.
So Spurs went on a weird season once, didn't they? Was it the Wembley season where you never drew a game or drew like one game?
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
I can't remember what the number was, I just remember...
I can't remember the year, but yeah, it was something stupid. We drew like 1 or 2 games.
So Arsenal have gone 27 games in a row that they haven't had a league draw. And the last time was Burnley at home in January, 0-0. And the last time they drew away from home was Brighton in October 2021.
Bloody hell.
And they're the only club this season not to have a draw.
And you got what? Southampton next.
Southampton away.
3 points. Forest at home. What's 3 points and 12 goals? So have an easy game. Forest at home. Bloody hell.
But yeah, we all play the same teams.
Forest at home. Have an easier run.
We're all the same. We all play the same games. We're meant to play Man City tomorrow. Yeah, but if it weren't for the Queen,
shock. We'll put that on a nice little...
Well, the Queen was an Arsenal fan,
a little Sunday afternoon, we'll just go down the Emirates, get a nice win.
No, you know what they'll do with that? It'll be like the Arsenal versus Spurs game, the 2 title wins.
Oh, when you bottled it.
Oh, behave.
No,
we had our... We
played
our card. Like every other team played their card.
You bottled it and still lost.
Oh, behave.
Still finished below us.
We played our card.
And you still lost.
We lost because you got given a penalty when it should have been goal kick.
You should have played us the game it should have been, because we had... Son was out. I think Kane might not have been out, but someone else was out. Romero was out. Should have played us then, but you bottled it.
Nah, it was alright. We should have not. We should have just beaten Brighton or Southampton or whoever we lost to. Or
Newcastle
and who else.
Yeah.
But, no, I think that pretty much sums up. Arsenal went 4 points clear.
Yes.
Which is...
You're right up there. I think I know you not saying it, but at the moment you're 4 points clear. You're top of the table. You've got to be. Well, I'm sure Arteta is, but yeah, you're definitely part of the race for the title without a doubt.
Not yet.
I think you have to be. Yeah.
No, I can't say it.
No, you might not.
Maybe 20 games and 4 points clear, but not
10 or whatever, 9, 10. Yeah.
It takes 2 losses and we're 6 points behind Man City. Yeah. I don't know.
No, City
I'm quietly. I don't know. I'm sort of nervous about it, but
no, I think most sane and normal Arsenal fans will be like you and wait until the moment they sort of confident, right, this is on, and then we'll start.
I did put a drunk tweet out last year saying Arsenal win the league next year.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a screen. I've got a screenshot because that was because honestly, I know I'm biased, but I can see I've been being Mikel Arteta's biggest mark for years. And I've seen he's trying to build a process. I remember doing it after we lost 5-0 to Man City and we were bottom, lost the first 3. And I screenshot us bottom and I put Premier League champions 2022, 23, 24, which would have been 4 years in the job.
Yeah.
Gives me enough time to build a Premier League.
Well, you're definitely up there in a minute, sadly. Although I do think, yes, I'm Tottenham biased, but at the weekend you were incredibly lucky.
We win some, we lose some.
You were very, very lucky.
Sign of champions, mate.
No, not having that at all. It's awful chat. Also, Leeds get in the mud. Marsh, go back to America.
And on that bombshell, we'll go for a quick break and we'll catch you in a bit.
Hello, listeners. It's former England and Premier League player Matt Jarvis here. Hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Remember to support the podcast by sharing with your friends and family and leaving that 5-star review. Now, come on, you Irons, and stay loyal.
Let's move into Manchester United versus Newcastle United tape.
Let's go to Old Trafford. 0-0. But a pretty eventful game, to be fair, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, in terms of there wasn't many opportunities. There was a few sort of big chances, but I don't think it was the most exciting game in terms of shots and big moments, but yeah, some
more
random old
decisions
that went on, didn't they?
By the dynamic duo of Craig Pawson and Jared Gillett.
Gillett, the Australian.
The Aussie.
For those of you listening that aren't from Australia, because we've dropped out.
Yeah, our Aussies listeners have dropped. We started off like a house on fire, and our 8 listeners have fallen off a cliff.
A bunch of snakes.
My first talking point I've got here is the Wilson penalty Varane foul on Wilson.
Yeah.
That wasn't given for whatever reason.
I just thought. First of all, I thought that game should have been on telly. I don't know why they showed. I think they showed Villa Chelsea on Sky. Just abysmal game. But yeah, Wilson, how Varane steps across him. The ball's maybe 5 or more yards away from him, not even involved in the situation. A blatant check in front of Wilson, and it's a foul. It just is a penalty.
That's my only thing. I think the ref might have looked. Was Wilson getting the ball before De Gea cooped it up, or?
No, but what's he doing?
No, but it's a foul. How does he get away with it?
Ridiculous. And it wasn't even like Wilson's dived. All right, he's probably thrown his body, but he's felt the contact, got a whack across the leg. It's just a it's just a penalty.
Yeah, Varane's got stuck in the mud, and he's literally gone through, and he's fouled him. It's a penalty.
Also, imagine if that was your mate, Slabhead.
I was looking at their form recently. My God, Man United's form since he's been out. Mate,
skyrocketed.
Mate, he cannot get in the England squad. I don't care what anyone says.
No.
You cannot put him in there.
If he's actually not playing football.
No. He's not playing Europa League because he's injured. You're injured now. Now you cannot play.
Doesn't even play for the under-21s. So he can't even get their side. So
mate, Tom Huddleston's got more credibility in the bank right now to get in that squad.
Yeah, no, that is a whole subject on its own. But yeah, imagine Maguire giving Wilson a club. And it would have been a penalty as well. It was that big idiot.
And then going on, I think it was Trippier putting a free kick, and Joe Linden hit the bar.
Yeah.
Rebound straight away and hits the post. He should have buried that
second one. The first one's like instinct, isn't it? He sort of reacted to the free kick, and it was obviously a good header. But the second one, he's had time to think about it. The goal, De Gea's sort of out of position, not going to affect the ball, and he just somehow he's hit the post. I just should be scoring, shouldn't he?
Yeah, because De Gea was on the floor beaten. I think it was what's his name, Martinez, watching it.
There's a few people flying about, but he's got to head it in the goal. He's just 6 yards out, free header. But very poor.
Newcastle the better of the first half, and then moving into the second half, United obviously got on top, and there were a few controversial decisions made by the ref. Shall we start with the quote unquote disallowed goal?
Was it Ronaldo's when he nicked the ball?
Yeah, which was just nonsense.
Oh.
Because if you watch the replay, the ref has got his arm up the whole time.
That's a sign that the free kick's not been taken or not allowed to be taken yet. And it was. I understand why he's done it. It's obviously a little clever one. Might as well try it. What's the worst thing that happen is it's disallowed and it's 0-0 still. But the aftermath of all the players surrounding the ref and little Fernandez, fucking little Portuguese. Oh, I hate him.
Ronaldo, I think it's Nani and Man United have history of that, don't they? Against us.
Spurs. Gomez is a donut and just basically rolled Nani the ball. But
But as you would have seen the news today, I think that was part of the Howard Webb era.
Yeah. Back in the Euro.
I know it was Clattenburg was the ref in that Spurs game, but I think
that was. That
was the Fergie era.
Classic.
And
classic.
The days are coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Webb's got his new job.
Yeah. The next 10 years, we're in trouble. That's why Arsenal won't win the league.
But no, the ref had to, by all means, he blew the whistle before the ball went in the goal anyway.
The right decision, but just Ronaldo trying to be a little sod and get away with it.
And then Sancho was brought down by Sean Longstaff. Yeah. Which is a penalty, mate. He skips inside over a bit of skill. He leaves a Daling leg, and the ref's like, no, play on.
Yeah, and again, the ref directly in front of the refs are always in the right positions, but they just, for some reason, not giving any decisions. But for me, Sancho's thrown his body up, flicked his legs, and give it the old dive. But it's a pen, definitely.
And then Ronaldo got played through, and I think the ball came onto it. He shifted the ball into his left, went for the air shot, but because Trippier came right across him. Fouled him.
That was a weird one.
Fouled him, and again, ref just gave goal kick.
Yeah.
I was like,
and then nothing's gone. They haven't gone back, and that's actually a penalty. Again. nothing.
I mean, I really don't know about Man U, but they should have had 2 penalties.
Yeah.
But then Newcastle should have had 1, but it's
bizarre.
But
yeah, again, another one. Trippier just stops Ronaldo. I know, yes, he's like you said, he's messed it up anyway, but yeah, Ronaldo couldn't get a clean shot on goal.
No.
It's a foul.
Because he's put his leg in the way and he's fouled him. But I got a few notes on it. De Gea made his 500th appearance for Manchester United, and he became the first non-British or Irish player to do so.
What, for them or
for Man United?
Yeah. Oh, very good. I saw that he got a nice little bowl, didn't he? Before the game. Yeah, and I think they sort of honoured Ronaldo as well, scoring 700 goals. Give him a similar thing, but he had a terrible game, didn't he? First start at home in the league.
He got his
taken off in the 70th minute and got a yellow card.
No shots on target.
Awful. See you, Ronaldo.
Rashford came on for him, didn't he? And he missed it.
He should have scored.
He could have had 2.
Yeah, and Fred had that chance.
Yeah, that was the one when he came with the keeper and squared it.
There was a few chances in the game, but yeah, I think Newcastle will be happy with that point, definitely.
And do you know that was Manchester United's 76th Premier League goalless draw. 31 of them have come since Fergie's retirement in 2013.
Bloody hell.
And it's the most of any side in the competition since the start of 2013-14. So since Fergie's left, they've had more 0-0s than any other team. Make of that as you will.
We'll
make of that number what you want to.
Run with it.
But I think Man United still they're getting there. They'll be there or thereabouts top 6.
Yeah, I think they're a solid sort of top 6 side. I think, and
they are improving.
Old Trafford's never enjoyable for anyone. So.
No, they are improving. Newcastle look a solid top 10 team who are going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, they're best defence in the league. Only conceded 9. They've drawn 6 out of 10, and yes, people will say, "Oh, you got to turn those draws into wins," but they're obviously doing enough to realise, okay, at the minute we're not quite firing on all cylinders, but defensively we're solid, and you got to be really good to beat us, basically. And obviously City haven't beat them. United didn't score, so.
And off the top of my head, them 6 draws, you think one of them is United away, one of them's City at home. I can't remember who else they've drawn to now, but they're not too bad results, man.
No.
I'd take a 0-0. I'd take a 0-0 at Old Trafford, and I'd take a 3-0 at home to City. Like, they just look a tough team to beat, and they've got a few injuries as well. Like St. Maximin's on the bench.
St. Maximin's out. He's not played since 28th of September.
Yeah.
He played 13 minutes like 2 weeks ago. That's nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's not played since Wolves away.
Isaac's been out for a bit, and
Isaac's now out. You said that today, but he's out potentially for the World Cup as well.
Bloody
so like
hell.
a long 2 month.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a thigh injury, like a muscle injury, but yeah, and like you said, yeah, St. Maximin's out. He's a massive, probably their best player. Isaac's come in and scored a couple of goals. Looks good. He's now out. So they haven't got their main players. They've still got bloody Chris Wood coming off the bench and Callum Wilson starting. So yeah, I think they're really, really solid team.
I think you're going to find that more and more now with players missing the World Cup. A little 4-week injury. It's the World Cup gone, isn't it?
Yeah.
And normally, if you get a 4-week injury in May, you can recuperate in time for the World Cup for mid-June. Not now. 4-week, 5-week injury, you're done.
Yeah, I think you're until the new year really.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, and obviously Isaac's a prime example. But I got a little bit on Newcastle, just saying that I just think they're possibly gearing up for like a massive January transfer window, because I feel like if they're quietly going about the business and they're sort of hovering top 6, 7, maybe even a bit higher up, might be a few points off top 4, might be in the top 4, but I think if they're going to be there, I think their owners, I think they've got a plan and they're going about it the right way, and Eddie Howe's in charge, and I think they're going about in a strategic fashion. But I feel like they get to January, if they're right up there, I think they'll just go, right, sod it, here's this amount of money, go and buy 2, 3 top players who we might want in 6 months, 12 months time, but we can't miss this opportunity, I don't think. I think in January, if they're right up there, could be quite interesting.
Like accelerate their summer progress and go for it.
Yeah, I think they've, like I said, they've got a plan, and like maybe the next summer is when they go and splash a bit of cash and get some big names in. But yeah, I think if it gets January and they're right up there, I think they're just going to bring in like 1 or 2 sort of marquee players and really go for it.
They're the sort of club I can see buying the quote-unquote World Cup star. Like
that's true,
James Rodriguez. Do you remember James Rodriguez in Brazil?
Yeah.
Where he came, people knew about him, but they didn't know like how good he actually was then. And then Madrid went and got him.
And Newcastle probably one of 2 or 3 clubs that could do that as well. Because after the World Cup, that person, players, whoever it might be, there'll be ridiculous amount of money as well. So, yeah, no, it could be interesting for Newcastle fans, I reckon.
Yeah. And what should we move on to the Newcastle got Spurs the weekend, haven't
they? Sunday, yeah.
Sunday.
We got United tomorrow and then Newcastle at home.
Two challenging games.
Yes, tough week for Spurs. Very tough.
Shame you don't ever play Forest at home.
Yeah, it seems like Arsenal home every other week. So.
Should we move on to the Spurs game?
Yeah, we can.
So Tottenham at home to Frankie Lampard's Everton.
Yes, yeah. My first thing is it was classic Conte, I think, and I think we're slowly realising what he's all about, and that game in our minds we were thinking before, right, go there today, go at Everton, win 3 or 4-0, comfortable. It'd be really exciting, score a few goals, Harry Kane pop up, but I just don't think that's going to happen anymore. And
Spurs exciting.
Yeah, not with Conte, not with Conte. But I say that we scored loads of goals and we've had some great results. But yeah, I think the weekend was just classic Conte. We were never under pressure. Yes, they had a couple of chances in the first half, but apart from those, they had 2 shots. Those were their 2 shots, so both off target. Apart from that, they had nothing else in the game. And
yep.
Yeah, I think it's just classic Conte.
That's my first note I've got here. Gray and Onana both missed big chances in the first half. Like you said, both skied them over the bar. Gray's was a lovely. He made it himself. He got the back of, was it Romero Doherty or
no, Bentancur.
Bentancur, yeah.
He got it wrong at the start. He first of all just tried to sort of run into Gray and put him off, and then from that moment he was never catching him, and Gray was gone basically. But yeah, it's poor. Basically,
he's got to hit the target.
Just as he getting close to the goal, he just almost fell over. It was just a poor finish. Yeah.
And then the second one, Onana, robbed the ball off your mate.
Yeah, your mate. But to be fair, Romero come charging out, and when I watched it first, I thought, Højbjerg, what are you doing? But then you watch it again, Romero just come charging out for no reason. Like Højbjerg stuttered and thinking, bloody hell, what's going on here? So
I think that's the better of the 2 chances.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
He's got to hit the target.
Yeah, it's poor, very poor.
Hit the target.
But I wasn't worried when he was running through. I wasn't worried. He's going to score it.
He looked really off balance.
Yeah, he just looked like absolute shambles. Like just all over the show. He was on his weaker side and blazed it over.
Like, I know they're completely different players and completely different abilities, but if you compare him running through, how you felt then to when you watch Salah run through against City, you know.
For them, even if Gordon was playing and he ran through, or Calvert-Lewin was on and he ran through, I'll be worried they'd score. But him, no chance.
You just knew he was all over the place, weren't you? That was about it in the first half. Not really happened.
It wasn't a lot, and we for the whole game we dominated the ball, but the first half we didn't really. We had a couple like Richarlison sort of half chance off Kane's cross, but yeah, it wasn't like we weren't under pressure, but we weren't going to score. We weren't like threatening them, and it was constant goal action. It was pretty uneventful half.
Yeah, and going into the second half, obviously I think Spurs then upped their game a bit, and Everton didn't even have a shot, did they? All second half, they were shambles.
They were poor. They just try to. You saw it with a penalty you get, but so yes, it's a penalty without a doubt. Pickford just being Pickford, but when they gave the penalty, that all their players are surrounding the ref. Then Onana tried to fist pump Pickford and say come on mate, blah blah blah, and then Gray come round and tried to do. You probably didn't see it on highlights, but that penalty probably took 5-6 minutes of actual time, and they were all just messing around. We were like, ref, what are you doing? Paul Tierney, fucking div. Just get hold of him. Tell them all to get out of the box and let the game continue. Yeah, but Everton were very.
I think that was pre-planned. Because I think Kane might have come out and said he was really under pressure for that penalty because they just come back from England, haven't they? And he said he's taken hundreds of penalties against him.
Pickford's like the only bloke in the world that has any idea what Kane's going to do, and he definitely knows where he's going to go, and he still couldn't save it because you saw the way Kane takes penalties is ridiculous.
What I did find quite funny, well, not funny is the wrong word, interesting, was obviously Kane's last 2 penalties he's taken in the Premier League have been against Arsenal, against Ramsdale and Pickford, who he's been practicing against recently. Yeah. Both keepers went both keepers went there to their right, Kane's left. Where
score both.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you saw the Pickford one when he hits it like he does. Keeper still goes the right way. Keeper knows exactly where he's going to go, but anyone or any goal in the world, you can't stop it. Pickford's got to stand in that corner and wait for it, and obviously Kane's not going to put it in that corner when he's doing that. So yeah, he strikes the ball so pure.
Shocking from Pickford though, when to give it away. The mistake to start with, and then just
he's just off his head. I saw something talk about it the other day, but he's just always got to do something. He's always got to play up to the crowd and perform it. Just be a goalie.
Same as Ramsdale, mate.
Yeah. Yeah, he's okay though. He's grown up, I think.
Getting better. He hasn't done any knee slides since I've told him off.
Yeah. But yeah, Pickford just getting involved. Just chill out, mate. Just calm down. You've got a long kick. You're actually quite a goalie. Just stick to that and carry on. But yeah, and then as soon as the penalty went in, it was game.
So it was his third penalty of the week, Kane.
2 scored.
I think I read somewhere that was his 62nd penalty he scored for Spurs.
Yeah.
And what's he taken, like 90?
No, surely not. He hasn't missed.
No, I don't know. I'm talking about in all like for England as well.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, no. I wouldn't know, but his penalties are ridiculous.
I'd say like every other goal of Kane seems to have Kane pen next to it. But it's not a bad thing. Like, you got to take him. You got to score him.
But he proved in a week that he got right underneath that one.
I feel like if he misses the penalty, that's what happens because he hits them so hard. If he ever misses one,
he's either going to slip and fall over or absolutely blast it over, which he did. But
he's missed 2 already this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, Forest, wasn't it?
Forest, yeah. That's when he took his hat off, didn't he?
Yeah.
Henderson took his hat.
Got his tongue.
1-0 down, hat off.
Yeah, raising the gloves up. Yeah.
Yeah, with a cracking penalty, keeper. Right, that's to say, if you hit it hard and hit it in that corner, he ain't gonna save it.
No, there's not much you can do about that. Just on Kane, that's his best start in terms of goals, 9 from 10 in the league, and in that game as well, he took 11 touches inside Everton's box, which is the most he's done since January, which is quite surprising. Really.
11, you say?
13.
13 touches.
He had 13 touches in the opposition box for him, which is, like I said, the most since January. So you can imagine
he had 1 versus Arsenal.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was the penalty.
Yeah, he scored exactly. Yeah, so he's been starved of service, but yeah, Everton. He was good. He had a good game.
Was that his 400? Yeah, I've got his game. Kane scored his 10th goal in his 400th game for Spurs.
I think he's 7 or 8 behind Jimmy Greaves' record at Spurs.
Yeah, it is.
I
can't remember what we said for the first episode of the pod. We said if he scored, was it 25 goals, he becomes the second most.
I think it was slightly higher, but yeah, it was like third. Might have been
something like that. But
it was a reasonable number in terms of someone of Kane's quality. But yeah,
he's on course to do it.
Oh yeah.
And Harry Kane has scored in each of his last 5 Premier League appearances for Spurs, and it's his longest ever scoring run in the competition.
Yeah, he started well, but with Haaland scoring 15, it's just totally forgotten about because Haaland's a freak. But yeah, if he wasn't around, likes of Kane, Mitrovic, even Toney, they'd be getting plaudits and God knows what.
15 goals in 16 games versus Everton. Which is his second best team against Leicester. He's got like 20 odd goals in it. Batters Leicester every time.
Runs over Leicester like they're nothing. But yeah, our record against Everton's ridiculous, to be honest. Like, we haven't lost to them in, I don't know, it's something stupid, like 24, 25 games. Like, we've obviously won and drawn a few. But yeah, Everton at home for us is, we're very, very confident that it'll be a win. Yeah.
And before we get on to the next bit, are you going to apologise? The goal scorer. Are we gonna have a statement from Mr. Kendall Brown on the Viking?
Emir Højbjerg, big player. For our Danish listeners, I'm sure you understood what I said, but that means sorry. in Højbjerg's native tongue.
In Viking tongue.
Yeah. Yep.
Your mate scoring it. So we watched that.
Yeah.
I was watching it. It was so funny because obviously you've got this bee in your bonnet about old Højbjerg, and we were watching it at Haybridge Swifts. We're waiting for Mark to turn up for his 60th.
Yeah.
And as he scored, everyone's like laughing. So they're laughing. Everyone got their phones out, waiting for you to text.
You got my. I think I sent a video at the end. There's nothing I can say, but the thing is, I will say on that is that if I didn't make such a big song and dance about Højbjerg, there's no way he'd even be spoke about. No one would even notice. Like, he scored, and everyone suddenly texted me like, "So Højbjerg scored." Yes, I know. I'm watching him celebrate. I'm celebrating because he just scored in front of my own eyes. Like, no one would care. But obviously, I've made a big song and dance about it. But he's just one of them. And it's the eye test. Like, for me, I just don't like the bloke. I don't like him, and that's simple. I think if I was going down the pub, I definitely would not be inviting him. I'd rather go with a trio of Basuma and Bentancur and not speak a word of English. But I'm sure they're... Do you know what I mean? Højbjerg just strikes me as what... I think I've got it down here, but he just strikes me as like a big rugby lad. a big rugby lad vibes. Drinks your pint through his mouth, and like he's just a weirdo.
What, bootleg jeans and
just big old boot cuts with brown leather shoes on. He just stinks. He absolutely stinks.
Lynx chocolate.
Just the worst sort of bloke.
A bit of shockwaves in the old hair.
Yeah, I just imagine the Højbjerg on a night out. Oh,
awful tattoos.
Terrible dancing. Yeah. Terrible tattoos. Oh, horrible chat with his big Danish teeth. Oh,
vodka Red Bull drinking.
Yeah, I just don't like him. But quickly on the chat of Højbjerg. So Højbjerg versus Bentancur. Højbjerg versus Bentancur for the season. This is Højbjerg. Tackles 16. Bentancur 23. Bentancur's had a higher success rate of tackles, 65%. So out of Højbjerg's 16 tackles he's made, 44% success. Interceptions 13 to Bentancur's 11. Recovery 6-9, 6-2. So those two things he's slightly ahead of Bentancur. Jules 1, 37-38. So this Bentancur's one better and Jules 1. So the chat and all this bollocks that people talk about him being the Viking and a defensive midfielder and he's here and everywhere is a load of rubbish. Like Bentancur's doing exactly the same, slightly better in some areas. Just what are you looking at? I just can't. That's the thing for me. Is I watch him, he's stiff as a board. He just gives me just horrible bloke.
Who scored more goals this season? Højbjerg or your £60 million striker?
Leave Leave Richie alone. No, Richarlison, to be honest, is a bit of a strange one, to be honest. He's not that good, I don't think.
He's alright. He's alright, but he's alright.
He's okay, yeah. But Højbjerg has 3 goals and 1 assist. Odegaard, 9 appearances, 3 goals, 2 assists. So, who's better?
One's a Viking and one's a Norwegian.
Norwegian creative genius. And Højbjerg, the limited ironing board.
But like you said there, the eye test is... But they're also the different players. I don't watch it. I only watch him to wind you up. I've got no interest in watching Spurs, and I see him do well. I'm like, the first thing I do is...
obviously doing better this year, but he couldn't have done any worse, so...
Their bar's so low.
Yeah, and to me, like I said, he's just one of them. Like, Sissoko played for us. He actually started for Tottenham in a Champions League final, but...
What did he do after about 2 minutes of that Champions League final?
He caught the ball and threw it on the floor, but... For me, it's just one of them. Like, Sissoko, like I said, starts in Champions League final, obviously does something that I'll never understand and can't even see, but Højbjerg must be doing the same. He must be doing exactly what Conte wants, when he wants it, how he wants it. He's obviously doing something brilliant, and I can't see it, but he's one of them. I will never like him unless we win something and he scores the winner.
Yeah. All be forgotten.
Yeah.
Right, I think that pretty much sums up that game. Shall we quickly move on to the Southampton-West Ham game? I think that was the last thing, and then we'll have a quick break, we'll have a quick round-up, and we'll go from there. So Southampton-West Ham was on the Sunday, wasn't it? Sunday afternoon. 1-1. West Ham took the lead. Rice equalised.
Yeah. Southampton took the lead. Sorry.
Have you ever heard of Romain Perraud?
No, I had a little look of where he came from. Like, he was a left back, I think. I don't know if he's played left back at the weekend, but he's a random.
No idea who he is.
He played like some dodgy French side and it's come out of nowhere. But that goal is quite funny, isn't it? It's quite funny.
Funny for who?
Anyone who's not a West Ham fan. The throw-in is not a perfect throw, but it's allowed. It just is allowed. It looks terrible. Walker-Peters' foot is on the line, but whatever. It looks terrible. But what is going on there? Bowen gets body checked. That Peru just steps up, bends one, gets a deflection. Fabianski's flapping at it. So just a comedy of errors, really.
It is, like you said, an absolute comedy of errors.
Do you think the goal should have stood? I think the ref is, although he's got in the way of Bowen, he's actually not. There's nothing he can do about it. Bowen's got. I know it sounds stupid, but Bowen's got to get out of his way.
It's one of those, really. If that happens to Spurs, what's your honest truth? Are you happy that goal stands?
Oh no, you're fuming. You're absolutely fuming. But I think
that I always give it that eye test.
Yeah,
so is it?
If it's your team, yeah, definitely fuming. But I don't think you can actually. There's not anything you can do about that. If the ball had touched the ref, then it gets stopped. But the fact it's just Bowen's obviously unfortunately turned and the ref's right in the mix and wanted to bang one in from 20 yards. Yeah, it's obviously very unfortunate, but I don't think there's actually anything you can do about it.
No, I tend to agree with you there.
Yeah. Yeah, but then, like you said, who's Peru? Like,
No.
who's that?
I saw his squad and I was like, what's his first name?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be able to pronounce it,
No.
so I need to know the full name.
Yeah.
But Southampton started the first half quite well. They had another chance. I can't remember who had it might have been
Che
Adams
well,
had to
They
save.
took him off though, I think, towards the early part of the second half. But
Because
apart from that, I think West Ham dominated by the sounds of things.
Yeah, well, I said to you before, I thought I fancied Southampton to get something out of this game. I just thought West Ham obviously played in Europe in the week. They haven't had the best record playing in Europe than playing on the Sunday.
No, but they're unbeaten at 5 at St Mary's.
Are they?
Yeah, so they're going into that game probably quite confident, rightly so. Like I said, Southampton I think they're now back in the bottom 3 for the first time since the first week.
Are they?
So they've lost 4 out of last 5, drawn against West Ham. So yeah, West Ham would have gone into that game full of confidence and probably very frustrated they didn't get a win.
You're right. Did you say they've got Bournemouth tonight as we're playing?
Yeah, Southampton, Bournemouth away, yeah.
And then Southampton have got Arsenal at home.
It's not getting any better for them, is it?
I think, I'll put it out there, if Southampton get 0 points out the next 2, he'll be gone. He has to go.
Is it time to go? While we're talking about Southampton quickly, one of the listeners, the regulars, Callum Doyle, who's from Southampton, born and bred, but
A United fan then, is he probably?
Yeah, I think he supports Man United. No, he's a saint. No, he's out in Texas in a minute, living out. But
Texas.
Yeah, hopefully you're listening, Callum, and enjoying our Hasenhüttl slander. But yeah, quickly on Southampton, no win in 5. Yes, they stopped the rot and drew at the weekend against West Ham, but like I said, dropped back into the bottom 3. They were 20th after the first week after losing against us, but yeah, back in the bottom 3 now. Ralph he's on a very, very thin rope, I think.
I think we were saying last week that's the team we think could slide in there.
Yeah.
Didn't we say a while back on the pod that there was an article going around that the players were so surprised he weren't sacked in the summer or something like that?
But yeah.
To lose, he lost 9-1 twice, 9-0 twice. Like, I just think he's had his time.
They've got to change it. They've just got to
get someone fresh in now.
Get something new and give the players something else. It just ain't that good.
He's been there 3 years now, 4 years.
Yeah, and on Southampton, so I've got a little thing here. I'm going to quickly try and explain it if I can. So when Hasenhüttl joined, when he took over, it was in 2018. So since then, they've finished 16th, 11th, 15th, 15th, and obviously they're 18th right now. So in comparison to Burnley, who are now relegated in Championship, 2018-19, Burnley were 15th, Southampton was 16th. 19-20, Burnley were 10th, Southampton 11th. 2021, Burnley 17th, Southampton 15th. But that year they both lost 19 games. So last season, Burnley obviously relegated, Southampton 15th, but only 5 points clear of
relegation.
5 points clear of relegation, and they only lost lost one less game than Burnley did.
Yeah.
So they're definitely one of those teams that, like Burnley did, they escape relegation. We're 15th, we're doing alright. Well, Sean Dyche, what a brilliant manager, and then suddenly they get relegated. So I think Southampton
on that steady decline,
definitely hovering around it. And if it's not this year, it'll be even closer next year. So yeah, I just don't know. I've got a feeling about them. It's, like you said about Hasenhüttl, if they don't change it, what is going to change?
Yeah, like that slow, steady decline. They used to be the team that would invest in good players that get sold on. When was the last time a good Southampton player got sold?
Yeah.
Like Liverpool used to be that joke. Liverpool would go in there and pick someone.
Spurs done it as well.
Yeah,
3 or 4.
Alderweireld. I know you didn't get it from there, but that's where you saw him from.
Yeah,
Wanyama.
Was the same.
When was the last good player they actually sold? I'm trying to think.
Yeah. Well, we've got Forster over the summer. I know he's not a brilliant player, but he was their number one, wasn't he? He was Southampton's number one. He's now no longer there. So yeah, they're definitely on a decline.
A bit on West Ham though. I thought obviously Rice, lovely little goal he scored.
Yeah, it's good. That's the only positive thing I'll always say about West Ham. That is Declan Rice. He's just unbelievable. He's brilliant. He's brilliant.
I also thought, I know he didn't score, but Skamaka had looked very dangerous. He had a
a
lot of chances.
He looked, if you can look good without scoring as a striker, he did that. Like some strikers play and they don't score, but they just look shambolic. He actually he had like some sort of volleys and attempts that were basically in, and yeah, he looked a bit of a threat, didn't he?
He looked really promising, like going forward.
Settling in, definitely, which is not good for other teams.
Well, he just looks for me like I'd rather watch him. I'd rather him play for me than Antonio.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah, he started, but he got taken off like the 89th minute or so. But finally getting a game, Antonio comes off the bench. I think a lot of West Ham fans probably want to see Antonio sooner. I think he came on like 5-10 to go. But if you give him like 20 minutes, 25 minutes against that sort of side, Antonio is just a chaos factor, isn't he?
Yeah.
Don't know what he's going to do, and he would have been ideal in that game, I think. But yeah, just Rice, he's just one of those players, and the eye test with Rice is exactly why he's such a good player. You watch him, he might not score, he doesn't assist, but you watch him like, yeah, he's a brilliant centre fielder, and you can't really argue that, can you?
So if he doesn't score and doesn't assist, he does everything that Højbjerg does apart from score and assist.
Oh yeah. But that's what I'm saying. If I watch Declan Rice though, I know you're laughing, joking, but
I'm winding you up.
No. But when you watch Rice, he's obviously a far better player than Højbjerg would ever even dream about. But Højbjerg scored 3 and assisted 1. So does that make Højbjerg better than Declan Rice? No, not in any planet does that happen. So shove your stats up your arse. Yeah. But sorry. On West Ham, Liverpool tomorrow night. That is a tough game.
At Anfield, on it. So I've actually got a few things on that actually. So the last time they played at Anfield, Liverpool won 1-0. I think it was Trent scored. It's 8th versus 12th.
Yes.
Personally, I can only see home win.
Yeah, I think Liverpool win. I think West Ham won there in 2016, 3-0. And that was Lanzini,
I remember that.
And the club legend Noble.
Yes, I remember that. Because that was when they started the season really well, and Payet was...
Yeah, and that was their... Yeah. I mean, they won before. I think they won in like 1964 or something. So their record at Anfield is like most...
Just before they won the World Cup.
Yeah. That was a friendly, I think, for the World Cup. But yeah, their record at Anfield is abysmal like most other sides. But so in that game, this is my little... I said I've got a little question, little bit of knowledge for him.
Here we go.
Quite excited about.
Here we go.
So yeah, they play Liverpool tomorrow night. And Liverpool had 3 players... So, sorry. West Ham 2016 when they won 3-0.
Yeah.
Their last win at Anfield in the league. Liverpool had 3 players start that day who all started against Man City at the weekend. Who were they?
James Milner. Firmino.
Yep. 2 out of 2 so far.
And it's got to be Andy Robertson.
No, give you one more chance.
So let me go for it. Alisson, Robertson, Gomez, Van Dijk, Milner, Elliott, Thiago, Fabinho, Salah, and who played left with Jota. So
I'll give you a clue. You've said his name.
I know I said his name. You idiot! I just said the whole team. It's got to be.
So you got Firmino and Milner both started. One more.
Well, it weren't Van Dijk, it weren't Alisson, it weren't Gomez, it weren't Fabinho, and it weren't Thiago, and it weren't Jota, so it's got to be Salah? No. Well, it's too early for Salah to sign for Liverpool then.
Shall I tell you?
Joe Gomez, was it? No, he was signed. Klopp stopped, because Klopp wasn't the manager then, was he? Or was he?
16, I'm going to say no.
It was still Brendan Rodgers. Let me start again. Alisson, no. Robertson, you're saying no.
Robertson, no.
Van Dijk, no. Joe Gomez, did he sign him? Milner, I've got.
Right back, yeah.
It definitely wasn't Thiago. Definitely wasn't Fabinho. Definitely wasn't Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott was even born then.
Yeah, no.
Salah,
he wasn't.
No, because Klopp signed Salah. Firmino, I've got.
Yeah.
And Jota. So it's got to be Gomez.
It was, yep. Yeah. It was Firmino, Milner, and Joe Gomez. Joe Gomez is only 25.
I thought Klopp had signed him.
No, yeah, he played that day. He was like obviously 18 or whatever it was, 18, 19. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool to be fair. And I always say they need to, they always rejuvenate their sides and replenish their squads. And yeah, those 3 players have been there since God knows. So yeah, they started that day and when West Ham won 3-0. But yeah, I can't see it happening tomorrow. I can't see a 3-0 win for West Ham.
No, they'll
just be backs against the wall, wouldn't they? I think that even at Southampton they played 4 fullbacks, so I think a very similar scenario tomorrow.
Yeah, I fancy them to set up a 3-5 to whatever that formation is, 5 at the back,
and just do what they can, I suppose. And I think West Ham are fully aware of that and understand. But if they get anything, they'll be over the moon.
Yeah, I think that brings a little close to that segment, and we'll be back after this quick break.
We're going to whip through the rest of the fixtures from the weekend. Starting with Friday night at the GTEC
Community
Brentford,
Stadium,
yeah.
something like that.
Brighton.
Brentford 2, Brighton 0. Ivan Toney at the double. I've just got a few notes here. Same old Brighton crying out for a striker.
Yeah, they've suddenly, with Potter, they had a little set up and plan. Now they've reverted back to old Brighton, and Welbeck looks like a donkey again, doesn't he? So.
And the striker they could really do with is Ivan Toney, who surely has to go to the World Cup now.
Yeah, you don't. I would put him in there. Surely, it's something different, totally different. Very good at penalties as well. In brilliant form. So
I think he's England's second best striker at the moment in form.
Yeah, no, he looks good.
Quick note on his penalties. He's got 20 penalties for Brentford, 20 out of 20 and 8 in the Premier League. Even that alone is probably worth your weight in gold to go to the World Cup. You think if England are going to win the World Cup, they're going to probably play a penalty shootout at some stage.
And that's like we said last week about all these sort of sides, but Brentford, they've won a game there like nothing. No one's really thought about it, but that's a really, really good 3 points there for Brentford. But yeah, pretty uneventful game, wasn't it? Brighton kept loads of the ball and looked nice, but yeah, Brentford, Toney up front, done the business.
And then talking about uneventful game, Leicester 0, Palace 0, skip.
Wolves
1, Forest 0. Little funny thing, you see Forest's post-match Instagram post.
The Twitter, Instagram,
coming for the Wolves, something like that. And then Wolves tweeted after the game, playtime's over.
Just children, like two awful sides.
A tale of 2 penalties, really.
Yeah.
Neves scored one. And
Johnson's one. That was
and
awful,
Brennan Johnson missed.
Awful.
Jose Sarr saved his second penalty of the season.
But then that just sums up Forest, I think. Like many other teams, they can't score from 12. A free shot from 12 yards. So they're in big trouble, aren't they?
And Neves' penalty saw Wolves end a run of 370 minutes without a goal in the Premier League. And they were the final side in the Premier League to score a goal in the second half.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
And
that's a good 3 points for him.
A typical Molineux game, 1-0 Wolves or 1-0 to the opposition. That's all that's going to happen this season. Fulham 2, Bournemouth 2. I think it's not a bad result for both.
No, I think they'll both be very happy. Bournemouth probably frustrated they couldn't win, but they 6 unbeaten, I think.
Yeah. So the Scott Parker derby.
Yeah.
At one stage, Bournemouth were 6th when they were winning. They took the lead twice, and at both stages they were 6th.
Yeah.
It was Mitrovic's 50th goal since last season, league goal.
He's on fire.
Which is
he's come back. I think he was out injured. For
he missed a game. Yeah. But as soon as he's fit, kick out Vinicius and bring him back, and he
scores
scores straight away.
That's the difference, though. They had Vinicius who couldn't hit a barn door. Now Mitrovic, like I said, 50 goals in a year or whatever it is, like ridiculous.
Since Bournemouth lost 9-0 to Liverpool, and they're the only unbeaten team in the Premier League.
0-0 at the wheel.
Still got to give him the job, though.
Yeah, got to give him the job. Sure. Well, at least get to the end of the season.
And to end our quick roundup, we'll go to the Sunday game that was televised for some reason. Villa 0, Chelsea 0.
That's what I said. That in that moment, there was Newcastle United, Man United Newcastle. There was the Arsenal game on. Why not
Southampton, West Ham as well?
Why not any of those games? They showed Villa, Chelsea.
My first note here is Mings. Oh dear.
Absolute minging defending.
If you wanted to look up the Google dictionary, 50p header.
That is what comes up. That donut. Oh.
I can't believe it when I watched. I was like, whoa, he just done.
Because it is, yes, the ball's spinning and I know why it's happened, but you're meant to be England elite level footballer and you've allowed that to spoon off your head. It's awful.
Yeah, so you can tell why Gerrard doesn't fancy it.
Yeah, blood. Yeah. And you saw the photo, but he just turns around in absolute shock.
Yeah.
He's like praying that the ball
darkness, my old friend.
Just praying the ball doesn't end up in the net. But yeah, Mount watched it onto his foot and finished well.
And then finished off the game with a lovely free kick.
Yeah, it's good.
Martinez does a little move to the side and after that, game over.
No, it wasn't good. Take it back. Retract that comment immediately. I'm not concentrating.
I know you're not his biggest fan, are you, though, Mount?
No, not Mount, but what's the goalie doing? It's the ball. Yeah. If the goalie just concentrates for a millisecond, he just catches it and goes, yep, cheers, Mount, but yeah.
Cheers, Mount.
Yeah, doesn't score, and then go the other end and Watkins pops on, but
So in his last 3 games for Chelsea, he's got 2 assists against Wolves, an assist against AC Milan, and 2 goals versus Villa, Mason Mount. So he's really seemed to be improving under under Harry Potter's spell.
Potter?
Under Potter's spell. Potter's.
Yeah, he's sprinkling some magic on Mount.
Future podcast title, that.
Yeah, that could be.
And at 23 years old and 279 days, Mason Mount is the second youngest player to score 25 Premier League goals for Chelsea. Just under Eden Hazard.
Ooh. They've done well with Potter since coming in.
And going for a player who's also improved under Potter is Kepa. How that was 1-0 to Chelsea at half time.
We're going to that will lead nicely into the team of the week, but Kepa was ridiculous.
Yeah, as Jack just mentioned, then we'll merge these 2 segments together as great hosts of Bread podcast presenters we are.
Yes, we are. Like a nice link.
Team of the week. So I put him in last week, special mention to him, and obviously as a listener of the show,
I think it gave him a bit of confidence.
He's ready.
He's
to pull off these saves.
Yeah.
So Kepa, we actually put Kepa to the vote.
Yes.
Because there were 3 goalkeepers. It was David Raya, Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Yes, and Jose Sarr.
And Kepa came out on trump. 53% I think he got.
Yeah, he's brilliant. He made some unbelievable saves. The one, he's like, head is basically in the goal, and he's just totally backwards into the goal. I don't know how he's done it. I just don't know how he saved it.
Mad save, isn't it?
Yeah, from header from point blank range. Ridiculous.
Oh, it's the quality of saves as well that's impressing me. So despite only playing 3 matches this season, if any of you listeners out there know XG stats or are interested in XG stats, Kepa has prevented more goals than any other goalkeeper in the Premier League with his saves. Kepa is meant to have conceded, this is what this XG says, 3.2 goals.
And he hasn't.
He's he might have conceded 1, I think. I don't know, but he's and he's only played 3 games, so that shows how well he's been playing.
Yeah, he's very good. And it's sort of quite big, I think, from Potter to come in and just they obviously signed Mendy as the big goalie, big number 1, and straight away decided Kepa's his man, and he's doing very well.
Well, especially as Mendy's had a bit of a dodgy last. Can you put it back 6 months now?
But even Kepa, because I know Kepa hasn't really played in that time, but he was not playing because he's been pretty average and making some blunders like Mendy's now done. So, it's strange because you feel like they've got 2 good goalies, but they're just so inconsistent. Kepa's been given a nod, and Potter likes him, I think.
Maybe he's showing why he's the world's most expensive goalkeeper now.
Possibly, yeah. Might be his time.
Was it £72 million, I think it was?
Yeah. But what? So, Kepa in goal. Back 2.
So we've gone for a Liverpool back 2 of Big Verge and Joe Gomez, who actually got man of the match, didn't he?
Yeah, they were very good, weren't they? Stop, like I said, stop Haaland scoring. He must have played pretty well to prevent that from happening, or City from scoring full stop. So, they were just good. Like I said, they just headed and volleyed everything that came in the box. They just set up perfectly. Like I said, Van Dijk switched on and was like, right, I'm going to show how good I am today. Gomez matched him as well. Just both really, really good. Yeah,
band up back to his cool, calm, collected best. Yeah. And Gomez, his sidekick next to him was played really well.
Yeah,
and deserved to got man of the match.
Very well together, didn't they? Very well.
But because of our ruling, we paid the two Liverpool players. Means we can't put a third one in there. So
we can't put the Egyptian King.
But I will mention him shortly.
Midfield, we've gone for Mount Viking,
and the Viking is in there. 2 players that Jack's not particularly fond of both.
To be fair, I don't know how they've got him, but no, Mount had a good game. Højbjerg's playing well at the minute. I say that through gritted.
Can you say that again? I didn't quite hear that.
Oh, I'll say it through gritted teeth.
Can you say that exact sentence again?
No.
I don't think the listeners quite heard that.
You can listen back on the pod. You can pause it and rewind. But no, he's doing well. But like I said, doing well for Højbjerg.
And then up top, big Ivan Toney.
Yeah.
Or Ivan Toney, however you pronounce it.
Brentford's main man. Anyway.
2 goals, good form, and thought, why not put him in there?
Yeah, I think it's not that's a wrong word. I'd say an underrated little side. That I think.
It's our most balanced team.
Yeah, it's very. I think they'll be a very good side.
Kepa 5-a-side though, a 6-side. I can imagine it would be unbelievable.
Yeah, in those hockey goals.
When you haven't got to come for any crosses, you've got a little box that you can't go in, so you're protected at all times.
You play with no gloves as well, definitely. Just all feet and legs. Yeah.
Big Verge sprang balls up. You wouldn't get past him.
Oh God, get him over the Swiss.
Viking box to box.
Yeah, good side.
Yeah, no, good side. Right, shall we move on to our winner and loser of the week?
Yeah, go on, you kick us off.
So my winner, I've gone for two. Only one recently I'd say about 12 hours ago. I'm going to shout out to my friend, my fellow Arsenal mate, James Griff. He passed his driving test today.
Yes, finally.
So
word up, mate.
Cheers to you, mate. I would raise my beer, but I'm actually drinking water at the moment. So
in the hangover.
Cheers to you, my friend.
Yeah, well done, Griff.
Well done.
Finally, mate. Well done.
Yeah, well done. And I thought I'd give you a shout out for that. And my main winner of the week is my GOAT, Mo Salah. The GOAT is back, as I've put earlier. 4 goals in a week now. Quickest ever player to score a Champions League hat-trick. Was it 7 minutes, 8 minutes?
Yeah,
put the Scottish
against a league.
Put the Scottish league to the absolute. Yeah. To the sword. I think now we're gonna start. He's gonna start not catching Haaland, but he's gonna start getting his goal every other game.
Tomorrow night, West Ham could be another couple goals if he's on it. He'll
start. I think maybe he needed that wake up call at Arsenal where he got hooked after 60 minutes, then got dropped for the Rangers game.
Liverpool looked good at the weekend today, but Salah looked back. He was
dangerous.
Well
again.
Up for it. He was fierce. Would not want to be up against him.
Yeah, he's one of my favourite players. So favourite non-Arsenal players, but I just thought I would go with that.
Fair enough. My win of the week, as of last night, gone for Karim Benzema, after he was named Ballon d'Or for the year. I mean, he's weak in general. So on Sunday he puts his side 1-0 up against Barcelona in the El Clasico. They win 3-1. Perfect Sunday, and then last night he gets given Ballon d'Or. So he's had a ridiculous year or season, however you want to put it. Scored 44 goals in 46 matches. Across all top 5 European leagues, he had 56 goal involvements, which is the highest. Which is higher than Mbappe, Haaland. So against the top players, he's right up there. And like last season, he won the Champions League, La Liga, Spanish Cup, and the European Super Cup. So
and top goal scorer, I think all of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, and it's just a class player. He's the oldest winner since Stanley Matthews won the first prize in 1956, and he's the first French winner since Zidane in '98, who actually handed in the trophy last night.
Yes, I did see that.
Yeah, and also a little side note on Benzema: his current girlfriend, his mother of his baby, and his child. So his current girlfriend, his mother of his child, and the child, and his actual mum were all there last night to witness him getting a trophy. So I think Benzema is on top of the world.
He was dressed. He copied Tupac's outfit.
Yeah,
have you seen the picture? He's a staunch Tupac fan.
Yeah.
He always puts his videos.
He loves his little Instagrams, and he's a pretty cool guy.
While we're on this case, just shout out to my Madrid listener Alberto,
who
next year will be attending the Bernabeu.
Yeah, we'll see.
Hopefully we do a Talking Loyal episode in Madrid. Do a live one in the Bernabeu. But no, I think Benzema's now getting. I know it's now fashionable for Pep, but he's now getting the credit he deserves all them years.
Yeah.
I actually remember one tweet, but still be out there now. But not Neville, Lineker was like, he's good, but he only scores every other game for Real Madrid. There's better out there. But
he's at a side of Real Madrid and likes of Ronaldo.
Yeah, it was always
always a second, third player, wasn't he? Sort of behind. Even when Bale was there, it wasn't about Benzema.
No,
Bale and Ronaldo there. So and he's
now
34 years old, and he's finally the Ballon d'Or's a extreme sort of example of something to finally do. But he's getting that acknowledgement. He's had a brilliant season and
brilliant 18 months, and he's just been.
Yeah, and he's obviously an incredible striker. But quickly, Harry Kane was 21st in that list of Ballon d'Or, whatever you want to call it, highest English player, and who was 11th? Tate?
Voted 11th.
Voted 11th. Came 11th in the list. You really like him.
Voted 11th in the Ballon d'Or list. Oh. If we had when we get our YouTube set up here, he's just leant back in his chair, snapped a picture. So it can only be
the world's most renowned celebration.
Can it be that Hong Min Son or Song? Yeah,
however you want to call it. He was 11th in the list, and there was no Arsenal players in the list.
Oh yeah. I know Saka was there, wasn't he, for some young player thing?
Yeah, he was nominated, but didn't quite get it.
Oh. Well, wait till we win the league, mate.
Here we go. Look, so you're in the title race. You're in it. Are you in the race or not?
No, we're not. You're not yet. If Haaland gets injured, then yeah, maybe.
Moving on. Loser of the week. Go on.
Loser of the week. Right, I've got a really weird one here.
Mine's weird as well.
So how do I even start this? Right, my loser of the week is I need to actually know how to pronounce this properly. Is Stade Reims. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're a French team that Florian Balogun plays for.
Does Joe Rodon play for him? Stade Rennes?
No, that's Stade Rennes, and this is Stade Reims. Reims. So, those who know me, they know I'm an absolute sad freak who just loves Arsenal and loves football. And there's like a weird person who likes players that whatever. So, if anyone's got an app on their phone, Flash Scores is like the go app for football.
Everything.
So all Arsenal players that go on loan or actually care about, I'll then star their teams and see if they start, see how they play, seeing how they're getting on. So for example, on my stars, obviously Arsenal are on there. I've got Bristol City for Brooke Norton Crofty, Blackpool for Charlie Patino, and I've got Stade Reims for Florian Balogun, and I've got Marseille for Nuno Tavares. Like, it's just, no, he doesn't play for us anymore. But I'm just a complete freak who does that for some reason. But I'm interested to see Balogun doing well. Yeah. So he's scored 6 goals and 1 assist in the 11 games he's played so far. But the reason I put him as loser of the week is because they keep getting red cards. So they've played 11 games this season.
He hasn't got one, has he?
No, they've played 11 games this season, and in their games there's been 10 reds. 10 reds! For them, there've been 8 players have been sent off in 11 games, and against they've had 2 of the opposition players sent off.
I'm laughing because I'm just thinking of Tate, like, sat at his home on his phone, like, oh, how are they doing today? He's like gutted.
No, but their thing pops up when I get notification. And it's like a red card. Oh, God's sake, another one. I want Flo to score more goals.
Yeah, he's picked a poor side.
They've won 1 game this season, drawn 6, lost 4. They're 15th somehow. 8 reds, 8 reds in 11 games.
That is terrible.
Absolutely shambolic. And the other games. So they've. I think the week that's just gone, they drew. I think they lost 1-0 or something like that. 2 reds in a game. They had 9
what
men.
are they doing? They're obviously booting people up in the air.
The last 4 games, I think it's the last 5 games have been down to 10 men. How are you meant to win?
Who's the manager? Is he? You need to have a look at that.
I don't know who he is, but I just saw it. I was like, for God's sake.
Has Balogun been playing all the time? Or?
He's played every game, yeah.
Oh, he's part of that draw.
6 goals, though. 6 goals in 11 games.
18, 19?
19, I think, yeah.
Bloody hell. Poor bloke.
But it's not bad. 6 goals for a team who've played 11 games who've got 8 reds.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, good from him, but yeah.
But no, that is my loser of the week.
I like it. All right. My loser of the week is a bit of a rogue one. And it's got a bit of a backstory. So my
he just pulled his laptop close over it.
I've got to read what I've got down. I can't just rattle this one off. But so my loser of the week is the random Tottenham fan I met on the train last Wednesday night when we were at home to Frankfurt, the Champions League. The reason why
I know what's coming here
is because this person is his, I don't know how to say it, maybe it's his personality or characteristic trait, or it's just how they are as a person really infuriates me. So for some reason, I'm with my dad at this time, getting on a train, and for some reason we've engaged in conversation with him about Tottenham and whatever. That's fine. We're just talking about Spurs. He saying this, saying that, whatever. Little comments were made and we started talking. That's absolutely fine. Talk about football, whatever. But then he resorts to the classic. So do you go to many games? Do you go away? You got a season ticket? We at Brighton because we just played Brighton a weekend away. So obviously this bloke reckons that he goes to all the games. He says he's been to every single away game apart from Wolves because he's like, oh, I mean, misses were. Who actually cares, mate? That's what the main issue I've got with these people is. Who actually cares if you've been to every single minute, every single game. If you've been to the under-21s, who cares? You don't know anything more or less than I do. I know nothing more or less than what you've seen. So for me, yeah, you just got to... Those sort of people, if you are this person and you're listening, and hopefully I'm not, that's why it winds me up as well, is that I go to the games. Tate goes to Arsenal games. Griff goes to Arsenal games. Do you know what I mean? Everyone goes to games. No one...
Unless you're Man United fans.
Yeah, unless you're Man United and you're stuck in your sofa in Chelmsford. But JJ goes to Ipswich games. Like,
apparently.
It just doesn't matter. It winds me up so much. And just because you do or do not go to games, you can still have an opinion on football and your team.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone tries and watches as much football as possible. So, yeah, if you're that sort of person, that sort of personality trait, you need to stop. And yeah, like I said, that bloke is the loser of the week.
How old was he?
I'd say he said he had a kid, late 40s, I reckon. His kid was like apparently 16 or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I reckon mid 40s.
Not bad.
Yeah, it just winds me up. I could sit there. My dad could sit there and bore you. He's nearly 60. He could bore you with all the games he's been to, all the away, home, European nights. Who cares? But we don't. We don't go, oh, but you're ashamed to go, oh, yeah, I am, mate. So what? Like, I can still tell you Royale is rubbish. I can still tell you I hate Højbjerg. I can still tell you Harry Kane's a joke. Like, yeah, so if you're that sort of person, stop.
Perfect. Right, before we close episode 14, let's revert back to the top of the show.
Yes.
With Erling Haaland running away with the Golden Boot award this season, what is the record number of goals scored in a season by a player and not win the Golden Boot?
So I think. Is it a rogue player?
No.
No.
Don't look at me because I'll give it away.
I'm going to go Harry Kane.
How many goals?
He scored 28.
Got the first one, right?
Oh, it was Harry Kane.
What's Harry Kane?
Was it?
Harry Kane became the first player to score 30 goals in a 38 Premier League game season and not win the Golden Boot.
How many did he score? 30? Was it 30 bang on?
Yeah.
Ah.
Who won the Golden Boot that year? Come on, should be an easy one. If Harry Kane scored 30, who holds the record? The GOAT.
I was gonna say Salah, or I was gonna say Aguero because of City, but yeah, Salah was on the tip of my tongue.
Salah holds the record of 32 goals in a 38 game season.
Yes, that is why he's the GOAT.
Can you imagine with 30 goals and not win the Premier and not win the Golden Boot?
Fuming. And like you said, imagine like last year, Son and was it thingy? Aubameyang, wasn't it?
No, Aubameyang shared it with Salah and...
No, Son and Salah shared it last year, didn't they? Sorry,
yeah. Aubameyang shared it a few years back with Mane and Salah.
Yeah. But they, like what, last year, Son 23 or something? Yeah. 30 odd goals and 30 goals and yeah, you'd be gutted. Oh, good, I like it.
That's 2 out of 2 in it, if you.
I'm doing all right.
I'll give you the first bit of that.
Yeah. Got Harry Kane.
And you got the old Robbie Fowler one as well, so...
Yeah. Knowledge. Knowledge is power.
Not too bad, you've been doing your revision.
Yeah. So, Harry, if you're listening, shove it.
See! What a lovely end to the episode. So, as we talk about at the beginning of the show, again, thank you for the 2,000 views. Really appreciate it. So we'll roll on 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 and roll on Matt Jarvis sitting here in the bunker with us.
That's what we want. Jarvis on the sofa. West Ham.
And like what we want to do going forward is like a new segment of listeners' questions. If you've got anything over the weekend you want us to discuss, or if Højbjerg scores a hat-trick and you want Jack to really have to apologise, you want him to say a whole sentence.
Yeah.
You want him to say, I'm Jack and I'm an idiot in Danish.
Week I'll learn something new in Danish if
he'll learn it.
Well.
Yeah, if you've already done your 5 stars on Spotify, fantastic. Leave us a review on Apple Music if you can. Apple Podcast, sorry. And yeah, we're going to be on YouTube soon, so if you do watch it on there, even if you just want to comment on there, because you can leave an episode by episode comment on there.
Yeah. Quickly on the questions, I did get one come through. We won't name names yet. We'll hold off until it's a definite segment, but I have a question for you, Tate.
For me?
Yeah. It's for both of us, but The question was, is Alan Smith on VAR? The ex-Arsenal most biased pundit.
Oh, behave. Alan Smith. The thing I really like about Alan Smith is I actually think he's that biased. And he's got a really soothing voice.
He's terribly biased. Him and Keown. Terribly biased.
Keown can get the bin. I can't stand Keown.
But like I said, the question will, just get a few in or if it's ideas you want to put to me and take, say, do this or try this, and we're all for it. So thanks again. Keep listening. Keep passing it on. Share it to new people. Whoever has not listened yet, get them onto it.
And we'll see you next week. Stay loyal.